What's good, y'all, man? So a major prospect, man, he's down to his top four schools. Tyler Chukuyem out of South Party, who blew up in recruiting, getting major offers from all over SEC programs, Georgia Tech. So many programs was out to see this kid, and one of them, he's down to his top four, which includes Ole Miss, Cincinnati, Florida, and Florida State. Now, the Gators are obviously in the running for his commitment, but the date is what's most important to me. So he's shutting it down next week, y'all. So that is coming up fast. Obviously, y'all, as a prospect, he's grown a lot. 6'6", 290 now. He was not that weight when we look back at him last year. So he's gotten bigger, faster, stronger, and has continued to obviously grow into his build, where now he's one of the top prospects, especially in the offensive line position here in the state of Georgia. Now, what's interesting is, as I pointed out, June 16th is the commitment, right? Now, remember, his top four was Florida, Florida State, Ole Miss, and Cincinnati. Now, he already took a visit to Cincinnati on June 5th, right? But the team that's not in his top four is Minnesota, who he set to obviously visit for an official visit this weekend. Then you also have Florida that's supposed to get an official visit as well, and then Florida State. So that's really interesting to see. He did visit, obviously, Ole Miss first on May 30th. So who would he choose? To me, I don't have any intel, but feels like a race at Ole Miss, maybe Ole Miss and Florida State to me. Now, the reason I say Ole Miss, when I talked to him in an interview, he talked pretty highly of the program. Had good things to say. You guys can go back on my YouTube page and obviously check that out. But feels like Ole Miss, he likes that program there. But can maybe Florida sway him? We will find out. Florida already has some pretty good, decent offensive alignment already in this class. But we'll have a lot of work to do on that OV if they really want to land, obviously, Chukuyem. Now, Florida State has a real opportunity as well with what they've been building on their offensive line. Mike Norvell, I know it's a big season coming up for the Seminoles and obviously for their head coach. But can he do enough in order to try to land him, get him on? He's had him on campus a lot of times. Interesting to see if he can do enough in an official visit to see where he goes. So yeah, y'all. Honestly though, he's a great kid. When I talk to him, good work ethic, good mindset, very humble. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're getting obviously at the next level. But what's interesting is what's next for him, right? How does he continue to get better? Now, this is a big season. Obviously, this is high school football. But can South Florida take a step forward? We've been asking that for a few years now. Got the right coach in Maurice Allen. Got a pretty good quarterback in Cade Wigginton. Tyler Chukuyem is going to be a big-time offensive lineman for them. Jay Sanker is another big-time offensive lineman as well for them, 3-star prospect. And then they have Joakim Gouda. So who is going to be able to step up this year, honestly, for them? We're going to have to find out. But he will be one of the unquestioned leaders. And how South Portland does this, she'll tell you a lot about the leadership, obviously, of Chukuyem, obviously the leadership of just the whole program. They should be a lot better and more poised to make a little bit of noise this year, obviously, in Georgia high school football. Nonetheless, y'all, that's my thoughts. Like I said, I don't have any intel, but to me, from talking to him back in the spring, it feels like it's going to be Ole Miss or Florida State. But that is my humble opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe Florida flips him. They have a good OV. He commits right on the spot. You never know in the recruiting world. It always can change. It's really a day-to-day thing. But to me, right now, as presently constructed, feels like it's Ole Miss or Florida State. But comment down below, where do you think this 4-star or 3-star prospect lands?